Hey, today we're going to talk about some Love and Hip Hop Season 3, Episode 11. It starts off with Olivia's having an event, singing or something, and Rocky's there, Tahiri's there. So Rocky feel like this is the perfect opportunity for her to so-called apologize to Tahiri. So she goes up and she was like, well, me and Joe, we kind of squashed our beef, so I'm coming to apologize to you. And then they just start going in on each other. They just basically really start going in on each other because Tahiri really wasn't feeling her apology. She's like, I don't mess with you, so, like, okay, keep it pushing or whatever. And Rocky just was like, I don't know. I don't understand. You supposed to apologize, but then you throwing shade at the same time and think she's supposed to accept that. I don't get it. But apparently Harry wasn't falling for that shit either. But so they going at each other and they throwing darts at each other, and Rocky basically walks off like she does. Yandy and DC and the little 7-year-old, and the kids, they're playing in the bed. And he's telling the little 7-year-old it's time for him to get his own bed, get in his own room, and all that stuff. And then she tells him this is the perfect time to tell the little boy that they're engaged. So they tell him he's happy, he's jumping, and yada, yada, yada. So his daddy tells him to go to bed, whatever. Then it's Rich and Tiffany, I think it's her name, they meet up. And she basically telling him that she met up with Olivia and how she told Olivia everything. And he's like, damn, everything. So she's like, yeah, I needed somebody to talk to. And Olivia was the only one to talk to. Like, you ain't got no friends. Olivia was the only one you could talk to on camera about this situation. You ain't got no friends. But we're gonna believe that. So, yeah, so she basically telling him that she wants him to leave Eric alone, and he's like, okay, I'll do it, only because she was like, I'm gonna start crying and all this kind of stuff, and he just feeding her what she wants to hear too. Like, Rich really got game because he's feeding both of these broads what they want to hear. Cons and Jen, they meet up. They basically saying that they don't have really, their communication skills is off. She's saying that she's been stressed. The doctor's talking about she losing weight and all this bull. And he don't care. The whole conversation, really, he didn't care. He's telling her, like, I know I bring stuff home and, I take it out on you and all this stuff. And she's like, that's not what I want you to do. I want you to be able to come home and be able to release and be able to be yourself and relax or whatever. Their conversation is weird. Their relationship is weird. Tom just want a woman to be at home and take care of him and be there for him and don't have no say-so. That's what I get from him. She's not supposed to have no say-so. She's not supposed to have no backbone. None of that. That's what I get from Tom. Joe and Kaylin. This is one of the show just went like, huh? But Joe and Kaylin, they talking in the kitchen. She's cleaning up, and he's talking about he was going to do it, and she was like, you don't clean up. So then he basically tells her that he messed up with Tahiri, and he's going to go to the Dominican Republic with Tahiri. She's like, what? And, he, like, basically told her he's still in love with Tahiri, and he needs to see that if he should still be with Tahiri or he should be with Kaylin. And she is just like, where did this come from? When you got with me, I was homeless, I didn't have nothing, now what am I supposed to do? And he basically was like, that ain't his problem. That's basically what he just was saying to her, like, I'm going to do what I'm going to do, and you just going to roll with it or you're not. And she basically couldn't say anything, so she took the high road and was like, well, she was just like, okay, well, I'm going to let you go, and if that's what you're going to do, I'll let you go, and I'll be cool with that. She's young. Because that conversation would have not went that well. I don't believe with anybody else. Because it's just, I say it would have went left with me because of the way he did that and the way he approached that. I would have threw some hot water in his face. call me mean, call me whatever, call me evil, but I would put some hot water. I mean, you just don't do nobody like that. That girl is young. You see she's young. You see she's vulnerable. You know she's not ready for this adult relationship, and you just really dogged her out. I wasn't feeling that. Yandy, and she talks to Kim Bella because she needs somebody to vent to. Everybody only have a person they can vent to on camera that signs the permission slip to be able to be on there or something, because these people don't have no other friends that they can tell this to. You couldn't go talk to nobody about this. But yeah, I guess. So she goes to Kim Bella that the fan shows up at her house for Mandisi, and they want to talk to him. She don't know what for, and she's crying like, I can't be without him a day and not be able to talk to him when I want to. I understand that, but girl, you always act like you such a strong businesswoman, and then as soon as the feds show up just for questioning, you bound down like a little punk. I don't understand. Like, wait till the judge see him and give him some time. Wait till they arrest the boy. Like, come on, do grand jury or something before you breaking down talking about what you not gonna do. And you supposed to be this strong black unity. Anyway, Tahiri and Joey, they get to Dominican Republic, and then they showed her she's working with the foundation that she's been working with, but she finally get to go down there and see the little kids. So she's playing with them, she's feeding them, and all that stuff, which was cute. You saw her write a check. I think the check said $2,000, so I'm not sure. But you see her write a check or whatever for them, and which was nice gesture. So I thought that was cool. You giving back. Then she meets up with Joey that night. And she's basically asking Joey, like, why did you come? What are you here for? Then he starts, I don't know. I'll be tuning Joe out when he starts talking, because I'll be like, I'm not here for him with this. But he basically always turns this around like it's her fault. The way she acts is her fault, and I wasn't here for that. So yeah, she just was like, why am I like the way I am? And that took me back to this show I was watching on YouTube. And if you have not seen this show, it's called Is This a Quickie? Type it all in together. It's with the guy Mike B. He has another YouTube show, and it's called Is This a Quickie? And I was watching one of his videos, and it was talking about black women attitude, and I was just like, why do women have an attitude? Like, why? Like, don't just act like women just was born with one. Women have attitudes for a reason. So find the reason of the attitude, and then start saying stuff. I'm not trying to throw no shade to you, Mike, but I'm just saying it. Just that I left that in your comments. So if you're watching this, you know I left that in your comments. Like, why do these women have attitude? Don't just say black women have attitudes like we were just born with them and just came out and just had a major attitude. Women have attitudes for a reason. And that's how she feels. She like, I have this attitude for a reason because you've done me so wrong. You know what I'm saying? You've done this and you've done that, and you expect me to be cool with this. And Joe really does. Joe expects him to be able to do whatever he wants with Tahiri, Kaylin, Rocky, whatever, and everybody is supposed to bow down and kiss his ass, and I'm not here for that. So he gets upset and he walks off like a little punk. Whatever. Olivia and Mama Rich, I'm not sure her name is, so I'm going to call her Mama Rich, and Rich, they meet up. They have an intervention for him because they telling him he is tripping, he's falling apart, all over this piece of that gave it up to everybody else. They was throwing so much shade. Mama Rich and Olivia, they was throwing so much shade towards Erica. Like I said, Erica's career is over after this show, the little career she had, because they went in on how she sleeps with everybody. And the joke, and then for his mama to keep saying that, you just be like, wow. Anyway, so here she meets up with her dad. They have this emotional little scene about how he did her mama, how he's her king, how she basically looks at men the way she looks at him, and he's telling her to let that shit go. Like, you need to look at me for you. You need to search for you. Your life needs to be your life and not basically looking back on what's the shit I did. You'll never move on, basically. That's what he was telling her. Then Tahiri and Joe meets up, and that shit was boring. He basically tell her he loves her and how he came out there to get an answer, but he really still didn't get it. Yada yada yada. Then at the end of this episode, it was basically about Mandy. She getting ready to go and talk to the feds. Gandy breaking down. They talk to the kids. Everybody trying to get prepared for him to go talk to these feds. They acting like this boy is going to talk to the feds, and he's just going away right then and there. So he know he was facing some charges that he could have got him locked up right then and there, and then he would have had to wait his shit in the trial. But apparently not, because they did all that crime for that because he out. But yeah, that's my review for Love and Hip Hop Season 3, Episode 11. Yeah, that's my review. Make sure you follow me on Twitter at thaghettoview, THA, not THE. Instagram me at Miss Nika, MIZZ, NEKA69. And follow me on the Facebook channel page at The Ghetto View. And talk to me and I'll talk back.